Hi guys, Toxic DCG here, and like I said to you guys that I would I'm making a how to play, and I was supposed to be up yesterday, but I was doing things yesterday, and I didn't want to really upload it. So yeah, this is gonna be part one of the how to play because it's not a very complicated game, but at the same time, if you've played other games such as Magic, or if you've played Yu-Gi-Oh, if you've played Pokemon, Digimon, it's very different. It's a very weird kind of. I'm gonna put it in a quote from. I hope he does not get mad at me for saying this, but I'm gonna put it in a quote from Eldridge. He said that it's not like it doesn't seem like a TCG that he's seen before, and that's what I was going for. It's a game that it doesn't really seem like it'd be a TCG, but it is. And I was just trying to remold the TCG kind of thing, and I guess I did like an okay job so far. I have completely scrapped the Macabre and Feyen set. I'm sorry, I just cannot. I don't want to have to deal with that. The main set is the only thing, and then there's also going to be the Overwatch set, which is it's a set it's part of the main set, but it's, like I said, I explained in the other video, you have the versus set, the main set, and then you have like another weird specific. That's part of the specific. Alright, so I'm just going to get into this part one of the video series about how to play. So essentially, how you would play this game, well, I also don't have a name for it. If anybody would want to comment what you think would be an okay name for it after I'm done explaining and everything, that'd be cool. I don't know, I have an idea. I might just name it off of a different card game that I've also made, but I'm not completely sure yet. So, yeah. Each player starts off with 30 life. I only have a 20D right here. Look at that. And then, dice are very hard to maneuver. And we'll just get that. Okay. That's a 10 if you can't see it. And then, you could decide to go first with the dice roll, coin flip, doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure the tournament setting it would just go dice roll, but there's no tournament settings for this stuff. And each person will draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a Soldier of Dawnbridge, a Gate of Light, a Steel Woven Shield, a Fill with Hate, and a Gate of Earth. Okay. That's cool. We have a Soldier of Dawnbridge right off the bat, except we can't play it. So how this game works is you have gates, and what the gates do is, so this turn I would probably lay down a I can't play anything this turn. Well, I probably won't even be able to play anything next turn either. But I'll play down the Gate of Light, and then you have 3 different areas to this game. You have the the overall thing here is called the field. You have the gate. Well, no, this is not the field. You have the gate or the entrance. Then you have midfield, and then you have the battlefield. What you would do is you would then place. I don't have anybody to represent that, but you would then place someone who is represented by a gate, the Gate of Light symbol, which is there. That is the Gate of Darkness, and actually next card was Gate of Darkness, so that works. Let's just say I play a Gate of Darkness, and that turn I would then place Soldier of Dawnbridge onto the Gate of Darkness, and then he would just the Gate of Darkness would then just kind of sit on top of him like that. Or you could tap it or put a counter on it. I'm just going to put it over top. And then then you would pass to your opponent. Your opponent would then do what he's going to do. Lay a gate down, etc., whatever happens. Now, you don't have to draw a card. It's not like Magic where you draw a card every turn. No, you don't have to, but you can, and I'm going to anyway. Gate of Pyro. Okay, that works. And so now that he spent a 1 turn on the gate, unless he had a specific ability, fast travel is an ability where you don't have to go into a gate, you can just immediately place that card from your hand to midfield. He would then travel to midfield. Midfield is here. And then this turn I would probably place down a Gate of Light. Now his ability is that all other humans that belong to darkness gain +5 attack and +0 defense. It says all other, which is a little, that sucks a little bit, but you know, hey. Now here we have Steel Woven Shield. How all miscellaneous or equipment weapons work is, unless one of the cards that you're equipping it to has an ability that says otherwise, you place the equipment on him from your hand, directly goes from your hand to him, and then you would just place this on top of him for an entire turn. He cannot attack that turn, and he cannot activate abilities, and he can also not move to battlefield that turn. Well, he couldn't do that anyway, but still, he's pretty much tapped. From Magic standpoint, he's tapped. Or from I think a Yu-Gi-Oh standpoint, he'd be like face down. Or that's just traps. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm sorry. I know that there's a face down thing in Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, and he would just go there, and he would stay there. He cannot activate abilities that turn. He can't attack. He can't do anything until next turn when this wears off. Not wears off, but it's essentially like in real time. Like he has to run like over somewhere and then grab this shield and then lug it back to the battlefield. It's essentially like that. And you cannot equip people with items if they are in the battlefield. You can only equip it if they're in midfield, unless there's a specific thing that says you can equip it to him while he's in the battlefield. I pass it to my opponent, it'd be my next turn, and I have a Gate of the Sea. Okay, so I probably wouldn't put that down. I don't have any clerics out, so I can't fill with hate, and I probably just put Gate of Pyro down. Now, those are pretty much the basics. Now, his activation turn isn't, so I would take Soldier of Dawnbridge and place him back on top of Steel Woven Shield. And now he gets +2 attack, which makes his attack 14. He's +8 defense, which makes his defense 22, I think. Probably, I don't know. I'm not doing full math right now. And can block all damage from any human during an opponent's combat. So then I would most likely move him to battlefield. Like I said, gates. You have the gate area. You also, average gates like these can only hold one creature card per turn, unless there's a special gate that says they can hold more than one, and that will be represented by the Gate of Makov pretty soon. I dropped the set, but the Makov card is still going to be a part of the main set. And then he would move to battlefield, and now since he's in the battlefield, he can finally attack his opponent. Unless if he had range, he could have attacked in midfield, but he doesn't. So I would swing at my opponent for a total of 14 damage. 14 damage. I guess we'll just use the tap ability for right now. In actual game, we'd probably just put a counter on him, like a dice, like that, to make it, look like he's an attacking person. Yeah, and right now that's the kind of the basics, and then we'll pass him, he comes back to me. It would come back. I have now Primal Beast, which is cool. I'd lay the Gate of Earth down. I would attach Primal Beast to it, which is an actual creature. He has 25 attack and 2 defense. God damn, that sucks. You cannot equip. Actually, I think it's supposed to be 25 defense, but I think I was reamping it, not reamping it, but I was trying to redesign it to make everything look kind of straight, and I think I might have just took a little bit too much off that one guy. He has Animal, Rush, and Beast. Animal pretty much means you cannot equip anything to him. It's kind of this in the sense of you're not going to give a dog a sword because he's not going to be able to use the sword. But he has Rush, which means Rush is a cool ability, and it's a really technical ability that I'll probably get into in part 2. So now we're going to just shuffle through the deck so I can show you guys more of the stuff that's not. Here we have. No, we're not going to do him. He's a rare. We're going to go. What you want to do? Where you at? Where is he? That's weird. He was not in here? Oh, no, yeah. So here we have Elven Archmage. Let's say I just didn't place Primal Beast on there for right now. I placed Elven Archmage, and let's say he's on the field. His Magicka is level 5. Yeah, I did take a little too much off. That was supposed to be 22, and that was supposed to be 25. His HP is 65. He has fast travel, which means I wouldn't even have to place him on the gate. He can just immediately go there. All green spells cost... They get 2 times more uses. As of right now, the only spell I have in my hand is Fill with Hate. So I would then attach it to him. And then he would do the kind of the same thing with warriors do with their weapons, is that he has to study it first, you know. It's a spell book. It literally says spell book. Horrible handwriting, please don't knock it. Spell book. Pretty much has to study it, which just kind of means you place it on top. And the next turn it comes back, and essentially just like target human becomes yours for 1 turn, and then, yeah. So what you would do is, you'd probably take, for me, I would take a 6-sided dice. I mean, you could always just go, I trust in my opponent, and, you know, I place a 6-sided dice, and I'd be like, I'm going to cast this. Also, as you can see, it says level 2. This is a level 2 spellbook, and he's a level 5 mage. So, if he was a level 1 mage, and this was a level 2 spell, you could not equip it to him, because he's not skilled enough to cast it. Kind of makes sense, right? Alright. And then, okay. I'm going to cast it once. It goes down to 5 uses. Until he has to study it again. By studying it again, I mean, essentially, like, it just goes into the graveyard, and he doesn't get to use it anymore. Unless you get another spellbook that says, you know, that. And then, so yeah, those are the basics of the card game. Of what the thing, as of right now. I'll get into all the details of abilities, because there is a lot of abilities. There's also a lot of odd, like, mechanics to cards. And there's a lot of weird stuff. Like I said, I was trying to make a card game that didn't seem like it was going to be a card game. And it's really represented with the mechs and the abilities and combat. And I'll get into that in part 2, which will most likely be out tomorrow. It's pretty late, and I'm probably going to go to bed. It'll most likely be out tomorrow or later tonight if I have time. Yeah, I don't want to make a video over 13 minutes. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will get back to you guys with part 2.